Tahan di dalam hati. Orang nggak boleh ada yang tahu.
In the hotel room, she says she is 19. She doesn't look older than 16 or 17. We don't know her real name, but we call her May, a young woman we had met just a short time ago in a dark bar, well known for trafficking in underage girls. It would be nearly impossible to film a transaction like this without using a hidden camera, so we did so posing as customers. May didn't look to be the youngest, but was certainly the most outgoing.
She's been working here for a long time. She's the oldest. She's been here long.
We had asked for young girls when we arrived at the bar, so the madam, or brothel house mother, points to some older girls we may not want. Regardless of age, though, when you see the profile of these girls, they all appear young, and you first think they should be home with their parents or in school, not here selling their bodies.
Baik, jadi secara umum ini ada.
They are cheated. They didn't know and didn't realize that they'll be working in prostitution outlets. Their only hope was to get a job in a company or work as domestic helpers when they first left their hometown.
The police chief of Batam tells us girls are promised good jobs by so-called work agents. The girls sign the contract to work at a bar or cleaning houses, pay a commission to get that job, and then arrive in Batam only to find the job involves sex work and a contract that leaves them stranded. The chief knows what's happening, but says human trafficking of sex workers is not his top priority. Theft and robbery hold that mantle. To understand his thinking, the country's tough economic conditions need to be considered, he says.
The families thought their daughters were leaving their hometown to join the workforce, but they have no clue as to what type of job they were offered. They only knew that sending them off to work abroad was the only way out to improve their standards of living.
We talk with the madam, who nervously plays with her trick log, and then we pay $35 for May and another girl. It's the only way to get them outside of the brothels so we can talk to them. Then we head to a nearby hotel. Now, what they were given was some 200,000 to 300,000 rupiah, the equivalent of 35 US dollars. The girls, in the end, only receiving a third of that, or some 12 or 13 US dollars. They're then taken to a hotel, sometimes never seeing the light of day, spending 24 hours inside, and after all of that, going straight back from whence they came, back into the brothels. Ironically, girls owe more money when they arrive at brothels than they did before. House rules vary, but in general, the girls are commonly charged $125 for travel costs. They also owe the agent that cheated them a commission of $200 to $300 for getting that job. At the brothel, they must get one trick a day, which yields roughly $12 to pay off their debt. Theoretically, they could pay off their debt in about a month, but if they get fewer than 30 tricks in 1 month, they forfeit all previous earnings and must start all over again. And in some cases, this can lead to a beating. Back in the hotel room, May tells us of one of the other girls at the brothel.
Recently, my friend was beaten up 4 times. She wanted to send money back home, but didn't have a single booking for the past 2 months.
The bodyguards that the NGO YMKK pointed out to me here, they say, beat the girls when they are late, beat them when they don't get enough tricks, and beat them when they attempt to run. The girls live in fear and with a sense of no way out. YMKK is hoping to save them one at a time.
I've had many experiences helping some girls escape from prostitution places they were sold to. We had no second thoughts about helping them.
Eddie has worked for 4 years battling sex slave trafficking at YMKK, a local NGO, and has rescued more than 30 girls from the brothels. He says the government needs to do more.
They only managed to shut down one of the main areas of prostitution, but it didn't stop there. The business began flourishing in many other areas. The government has failed to make proper preparations to beat this problem.
The police chief says they have had progress, with 18 cases solved in 4 years. And in the streets today, no prostitutes to be seen as you might have seen 3 years before. But the police chief admits his department has had some difficulties.
In problematic areas such as prostitution or illegal trade, we seem to be weak in it. We have to coordinate and help the nation in overcoming problems in their marriage or family so that the girls wouldn't leave the family to work away from home.
Nevertheless, the girls still leave home to help their families, and once in the brothels, live in double fear. pimps over their shoulders, and families finding out their shameful profession.
No. Saya cakap,
I told my mom that I was working as a babysitter. I just told my friend to tell my family that I'm working as a babysitter in Malaysia. They don't know the real reason. If they ever found out, I'll be dead. They'll be so upset if they knew the truth. It's just no good. I'm so sorry.
Whether it's girls being lied to about well-paying jobs, families sending their sisters or daughters off on hopes of improving their standard of living, or the police's inability to stop the traffickers, the problem seems to go back to one issue identified by the police chief: a struggling economy.
Who are we as humans that can resist that kind of offer with the poor economy we're facing?
And the families of girls like May in this case cannot. Richard Lui, CNN, Batam, Indonesia.